Hello, everybody, and welcome to today's seminar, which covers the CARES Act and its impact on your student loans. My name is Martin Lynch. I'm Director of Education here at Cambridge Credit Counseling. I'm joined today by my colleague, Todd Friedhaber.
Yes, I'm Todd Friedhaber. I'm the Student Loan Manager at Cambridge Credit Counseling Corporation. And today we're going to be talking about the CARES Act and how it impacts your federal student loans as well as your private student loans. Now, on March 27th, President Trump signed into law the CARES Act. And what that did is it put a moratorium on your federal student loan payments from March 13th until September 30th, 2020. During this time, no interest will accrue on federal student loans. There will be no negative impact or reporting on all three credit bureaus. And any payments that are made during this time will be going straight to your principal balance. Now, for those of you that are on the Public Service Loan Forgiveness Plan, it's probably best that you do not make payments during this time. And the reason I say that is because when you're seeking public service loan forgiveness, the whole idea is to make as little payment as possible so that that way, at the end of the 120 qualifying payments, you can get the most amount forgiven. Now, this does not include FFEL loans that are not government owned, nor the Perkins loans. Those are the FFEL loans that are private, those are private loans. A good way to tell whether your FFEL loans are private or government is by going to a website, and that website is nslds.gov. You're going to need to put in your FSA ID. If you do not have an FSA ID, there's a little button where it asks you to please create an FSA ID. And once you're in there, it'll list all your federal student loans. If you do not see your student loan on there, then you know it's not a federal student loan.
As Todd remarked, the public service loan forgiveness is impacted by the CARES Act in a really nice way. You won't have to make any payments between now and September 30th, and yet you're still going to get credit for those 6 months toward the 120 payments that you need for PSLF. So there's no need to pay at this point, and you still get credit as if you made a payment.
That's great.
Which will maximize your the amount to be, help you maximize the amount to be forgiven, which is our goal through this plan. You should have received notice by April 10th from your servicer that your automatic debiting, for example, had been suspended. If that didn't happen, don't worry, you can imagine how busy they are on their end. But there's no need to call. You can just check your account online. You should see that $0 are due. If you don't see that, then by all means, contact your servicer. But from what we've heard from clients we've spoken to, those notifications have been going out, so you should be all set.
Matter of fact, I've been hearing for the last week, people have been contacting me saying that they're receiving emails from their servicer that they have already been suspending the payments. So how does this impact your loans that are in collections? Well, collection efforts have stopped until September 30th. Any wage garnishment has also been suspended. And if your payments have been taken, they will be refunded by the Department of Education.
So that means any tax refunds that have already been seized as of March 13th should be refunded to you. If they accidentally took one extra payment, that should be refunded too. We don't know the mechanism for that. Those details haven't been released, but we'll let you know as soon as we know.
Also, I heard that if you are having your paychecks garnished, that will stop. And if it's already taken place, you can notify your HR department, and that will be refunded to you.
For those of you who have loans in federal student loan rehabilitation, again, this is a great time to be in that program because you're going to get credit for payments that you don't make. You need to make generally 9 payments over 10 months for federal student loan rehabilitation. You have FFEL loans, you sometimes have to make as many as 12 payments. But either way, you're getting a holiday in those months, count toward the 9 that you need. So if you're considering starting federal student loan rehab, this is the time to do so.
Absolutely, because you're only going to have to make that's 3 payments out of 9 payments, Marty?
Yeah.
That's great. So how does this impact private loans and those FFEL loans that are not government owned? The CARES Act, the state of New York has worked with several servicers where if you have private loans, you also will receive similar benefits. And those benefits would include at least 90 days of forbearance relief, so no payments for 90 days, no late fees during that period. Also, it will not be reported to the 3 credit bureaus of any negative impact without not making any payments. And no student loan debt collection lawsuits for 90 days as well.
The governor has also ordered a stop on collections for any debt that was incurred through the state. So if you had unpaid tuition, if you had taken out a grant that you couldn't fulfill all the requirements and it turned into a loan, or you took out a loan directly from the state of New York, any collection efforts on those has to be suspended for the time being. That expired officially as of today, the day we're recording this webinar, April 15th. But we're hoping that moratorium will be extended. We checked just before we started recording and nothing had been announced yet. Hopefully Albany will come through on that. Stay tuned.
So for those of you that are seeking help with your federal student loans, one thing is you do not want to let this get away from you. If you have issues right now, do not put your head in the sand. That usually does not work out well.
And this really applies to all your finances. Student loans are just a part of it. If your household income has been impacted and yet you still have obligations to cover, this is the time to do a budget. This is the time to talk to a counselor. We have options. Our debt management plan has been successful for many years. We also have something that is brand new. It's just exited the pilot phase. We're calling it the extended modification solution. The major creditors are all on board with this. It can be a lifesaver for people who are up against it because, while you're still working, maybe your spouse or significant other lost income. So this is the time to address those issues. Don't let them fester. Let's take care of it now.
You're more than welcome to contact me, Todd Friedhaber. I have a direct line with my extension here. You can also email me. I'd be more than happy to go over any questions that you have. I look forward to conducting these webinars and eventually getting back on the road and doing live seminars.
So we will have more of these to follow. We want to thank NYSUT for bringing us together today. Our future webinars, our traditional webinar that covers federal loan repayment from every angle and goes deeply into your options will be next. NYSUT will start scheduling those webinars. We'll feature live questions and answers. You'll have the opportunity afterward to make counseling appointments online, to access the portal for free through information will be provided to you to access that portal. All that's going to come because we just don't know when we're going to be able to see each other again.
I hope it's soon.
So in the interim, we urge you all to stay safe and thanks for attending today.
Take care, guys.